I have here with me Moni, the marketing director at Crowd Control. So she has a lot of experience not only on marketing to creators. Moni also does consulting and helps advise content creators with tips for how to grow and how to market themselves. It seems like you have a little bit of background in marketing before you started working at Crowd Control. In terms of like your career path, did you go to school for marketing and what led you to Crowd Control?
I love to tell this story because actually I don't have any academic background on marketing at all. I think I've studied everything but marketing. I actually went to school for political science. I have a master's degree in political communications. But then when I graduated from my master's degree, that was like right before COVID hit, and I was living in Spain back then. So I decided to like move back home and kind of like reassess what I wanted to do with my life. I did know that I was really passionate about social media. I was spending a lot of time watching Twitch and streams and just like being really involved with the community. Jaku, which is the CEO of Crowd Control, and Grand Pooh Bear were coming together to kind of build a tool for streamers. And they were like, hey, we're trying to do this thing really indie. It's just our money put together. We want to build like this interactive tool. Do you want to come in and do like our social media to help us? I kind of just like was like, sure. I mean, I do have the skills. Who was like, you know what? I'll trust you and you can do it. It was just like helping some friends get the marketing out, create a social media account for like this little product that they wanted to build. A few months after that, I actually got recruited by Panama's destination marketing organization. So basically, they're a company in charge of doing the marketing for the tourism aspect of that country or city or whatever. And it was a very much like traditional marketing job. But yeah, that's kind of my background. Poli sci to then doing social media because it was fun to an actual traditional marketing job to now working in like gaming and the creator economy.
Very cool. It's definitely something that I try to inspire in content creators because there is overlap in the skills that you learn as a creator and what you can take with you outside of being a content creator. Creators look to transition out of being like a full-time creator. They want to get something that's in the industry. They still want to be involved. Marketing is one of those skills. So, my follow-up question, I guess, like, is in terms of learning how to market to creators specifically, how do you create messaging that resonates with them?
One of the biggest things in marketing is that you always have to think about your audience. So when I was working in travel, our target audience was like travelers, and they plan their trips, spend money through like a lot of visuals. But then when it comes to content creators, it's more about what creates an actual visceral reaction on them to want to try something or do something or spend on something. Good marketing is always about the audience that it's in the center, and then what is important to that audience. Something that I learned is that, crowd control is an amazing tool to monetize. Some creators use it mostly for fun. And it was kind of like, okay, we have to shift our messaging. It's not everything about making money, but it's about like the chaos and the community engagement that they can have. And a result of that can be monetization. When we talk about marketing for creators, we'll also, talk about that and, creators, viewers. What do they want out of
Mm,
like watching a stream?
that's a really good point.
Creators as a tool for marketing, it's probably one of the best investments that you can do. In the end, marketing is just playing with the human psyche. In the end, we're humans and we connect better with humans than with the idea of a brand or a product. And creators become like the amplified version of that because they actually have bigger audiences. And so creators become a more, human way of recommending products, selling products. I always recommend creators to like partner with brands that make sense for their audiences as well. In the end, it's just like creators bring with them insane content value and content production value. They bring a community with them that is excited about what they do, what they are. It's an easy way and a more optimized way for brands to like sell through them as like a channel to sell.
You want to reach creators to use your product, but you also want to work with the creators who do use it to reach other creators. And it's almost like they are more effective at doing that. What are the big things creators value when working with a brand? How do you come off as genuine when reaching out to creators?
I feel like something that they really value in crowd control is again that transparency, that we can meet them exactly where they are. We're not trying to push it on them, remain and really relatable and approachable, the more you're willing to put creators where you are and help them build your roadmap and understand the feedback that they have and what games they want to see, the more success you'll have long term and the more loyal your customer base is going to become. Build a brand that never took that relationship for granted. I feel like we see a lot of brand fails in the creator space because they start to take creators for granted and their work for granted. You cannot take for granted creators and their communities and what they are building, because in the end, without them, you're nothing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Creators are so wary of brands that do cold emails. They say, "Hey, creator, I love your content. Work for my coffee company or whatever." As a streamer, you like drink energy drinks. Like you don't drink coffee or something, right? It's very clear like they don't know you or your content. They're just like reaching out to as many people as possible. It's really important to like work with creators who use your product already or would likely use your product.
Why would you spend hours or money in like mass email marketing tool to reach thousands and thousands of creators that are probably not gonna care, when you could actually spend those hours and money in like 200 creators that are gonna say yes? The more you can focus on your target audience, the more success it's gonna bring.
At the beginning of this, we talked about how like marketing as a brand and marketing as a creator have a lot of overlap. What's something that the industry side of marketing has in common with marketing strategies for content creators themselves?
You need to remember that marketing yourself and growing your community in the end is all about like audiences. Because I get a lot of questions about like, oh, I don't know if I should grow on TikTok or like use another platform or whatever. I'm trying to post everywhere. The key to grow your audience, whether it's only on Twitch or on all the platforms at the same time, whatever you prefer, is about the audiences and who is where and what they are expecting in every single platform. Twitch is a place to do live interactions, do community engagement. Viewers are able to get that connection with you live. And that is really, really powerful. But the people that are on TikTok, they're not expecting to build a community with you. They're most likely expecting to see a funny clip or a reaction of you that is going to be done in 25 to 30 seconds. So you really need to understand the expectations from viewers in every single platform is going to be completely different. It's just the same when it comes to like regular marketing. So always taking the time to think, hey, what is my audience? Who am I talking to? What do they want or need or expect from me? And that already is gonna make you a way more targeted creator, because you're thinking, if they are wanting reactions from me, these are the type of games that I could play to get those moments. This is the type of content that I could produce, stuff like that. That's like the biggest crossover creators don't think about so much. That single question can like be a pivotal change for your content.
You will not appeal to everyone. So you should not try to market yourself to everyone. As a creator, there's going to be people not interested in the type of content you're making. So it's so important to just identify the audience that is receptive to your content based on the types of games you play, your age, your own demographics, the time you stream. These all can influence who you're targeting, and then like leaning into the spaces where those people exist. I think another fundamental aspect of understanding marketing as a content creator is building a personal brand. Can you talk a little bit more about how do you build a personal brand identity?
You are the brand. You become the brand. That's why some creators actually develop personas for stream. They prefer to kind of separate their personal identity from like whoever they want to show on stream. Kudos to them. That is, a business decision that they're taking. I feel like the connection with viewers is a lot more authentic and can go a longer way, of course. But if you have a persona, you can think about it as an entertainer as well. But yeah, in the end, the streamer becomes the brand, what you stand for, what values you add to the table, and particularly what I do and what do I stand for could benefit a brand. And that can be like your viewership in a specific type of game. It could be about the type of content you create. Maybe you have a recurring series on YouTube. You can bring that to the table if that applies. So in the end, is being like introspective about what you do, who your audience is, and then how can that benefit the brand that you want to work with. The easier you make it for the brand to see how you could benefit them, the easier it's going to be for them to say yes to you.
Target brands that make sense for you to work with, target game companies that make sense for you to work with. You don't need every opportunity to come your way. You need to just like understand your brand, your audience, and then lean into that as hard as possible, because that's how you're actually going to get growth.
Let's say that you got your first opportunity working with like a big studio and everything. If that was really successful, make sure to document it somewhere. Make a portfolio, a Notion page, a website where you're kind of documenting everything that you do. Even if it's not paid, like for example, the Crowd Control Partner Program. When brands are looking at your profile and you have that linked, it's like, oh, look, they are part of a partner program of a streamer tool. Maybe they could be a really good partner for us.
Well, what platforms do I use, right? Because you have Twitter has Blue Sky and Threads as like alternative platforms, TikTok, you have YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. How, as a creator, do you choose? Do you post on all of them? Or like, how do you answer this for creators that really feel overwhelmed by trying to do everything?
Something that I also advocate a lot for is sustainability and the things that make most sense to you depending on what your goals are. What are your goals with streaming and creating content? Is your goal to have fun? Because I'm going to recommend you completely different things that I'm going to recommend someone that wants to stream to make this their job and their income. Those are completely different goals. For example, if you have a streamer that really wants to grow their audience on Twitch, stick to a streaming schedule, and then what platforms could benefit your growth on Twitch. But there were people that are like, no, I actually just want to like focus on my YouTube channel. And it's like, okay, you want to grow your YouTube channel, you're already posting content there. Shorts makes the most sense because it's the same platform. Shorts are embedded on YouTube and Google search. You can actually create shorts for like mini versions of the videos you create. And then at the end, you can say, hey, there's actually like a 10-minute video about this on my channel. Just click my profile and then you'll find it. Think about your goals and then what kind of platforms would benefit that goal specifically. Twitch is for community. Instagram is for like visual and aesthetic content. And the vertical platforms are for massive reach. But don't lose yourself in the process. If you're like, okay, I want to grow my TikTok channel, but it's just me, I don't have an editor. That's totally fine. Start with something that's tangible. You are the brand. If you get burnt out, you're not going to create your best content. You're not going to be your best self. It's not worth it.
What I always tell creators is like, you have your main platform, pick another platform and like learn it, because each platform has like different best practices, algorithms. Be consistent, use the platform well.
Yeah, exactly. Being strategic and sustainable is gonna pay off way more than just, again, spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah, I mean, and it does take a lot of experimentation to find out what works and what doesn't. Don't just give up quickly if something's not working. Just try to change something about what you're doing and see if that helps. Post on at a different time of day. Think about the hashtags you're using, the game you're playing, the length of your content.
The more you think about what type of content performs best in each platform, the better it's gonna perform.
What would you say like are the big takeaways for industry professionals and for creators?
I think one of my favorite things that we've talked about here today was the not taking creators for granted when it comes to brands. It makes a lot of sense that Crowd Control as a brand has seen a lot of success when it comes to brand loyalty and stuff like that, because we've never taken a creator for granted. I feel like if you're like a marketing professional in a consumer product in the streaming space, is not taking them for granted, making sure that you're being transparent with them about what they get, and always kind of meeting them where they are if a creator brings up a concern or has a great idea. And the moment you lose sight of them or just see them as like this transaction, the more prone they are to not using your product, lose trust in your brand. In the creator economy, in the creator space, word travels really fast. That's why we see some brands just taking a wrong decision, forgetting that, losing sight, and then they're gone. And then for creators, make content that makes you really proud. I also feel like that's really important. Like, have fun. You are the brand. The more fun that you can have, the more true to yourself you are, the more people are going to connect with you. The easier it's going to be to create content if you're inspired and having fun. So I guess those would be my biggest takeaways.
Awesome. Moni, thank you so much. Where can folks find you these days on socials?
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky I'm Oni.social over there. I would 100% recommend if you're a streamer, if you want to check out crowd control. I'm going to give that plug right there. You know, crowd control allows viewers to interact with streamers' games. If you're in the crowd control Discord, you can find me there. Of course, if you ever want to like chat with me beyond this talk, you can find me in the Streamer Square website.
Yes, Moni is a
I
consultant.
am.
So if you want some one on one help with Moni, go book a consultation. She's amazing.
Thank you. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And thank you so much, Loco, for the space and the time today. That was really cool.
All right. Thanks, Moni. Take care.